Welcome guys to this very sunny Q&A this week. While you guys are watching this, I'm still currently in Egypt, so that's why we have this special Q&A video, which of course I have recorded before I left for Egypt. I will need to look at my phone for the questions. You guys left some very cool questions that I love to talk about, so we are going to see how far I'll get. Let me just open it. So if you didn't already, you can follow me on Instagram and then you can see what I'm doing in my daily life. Normally it's my life here, you know, on the homestead and at my cottage and with the animals. But now, when I'm in Egypt, you can see all the things I do there. So if you would like that, check out my Instagram. Try to be active there as much as I can. Let me see. So yes, what happened to the photo prints you were going to put up for sale? Yeah, well, that's something I'm still working on. It's still going to happen, but with this trip to Egypt and all the things going on, also with my health problems and having a lot less energy the last few weeks, yeah, it's just something, it's hard to do as well, you know, with international shipping and logistics, and also I need to make those prints, you know, not print them myself. I'm going to let some professionals do that, but you know, making the photographs and preparing the artworks and all those kind of things, it just takes a little bit of time. So yeah, we're working on it, and we are pretty far as well, so it shouldn't take too long. Once I get back, I think maybe 1 or 2 weeks, I will have a major update for you guys, and yeah, the web shop will probably be online then, but of course I'm going to keep you updated. So yeah, nothing really happened. It's just takes some time to do things the way I like. My husband is from the Netherlands and he would like to know what area you live in without being too specific. I live pretty central in the Netherlands. I wondered if you grew up on the property where you are now. Are you intending to get more animals? I didn't grow up here. I grew up in a similar place like this. So I grew up in a very, very small village in the countryside with only like 900 people living there when I was younger. It's a bit larger now, but when I was a child there were like 10 other people in school. So yeah, it was very small farmers town, similar place to this and pretty close by as well. So I grew up in the countryside, but not on this property. We only moved here, I think it's 6 years ago now. So yeah. What has been my favorite place to visit near home or abroad? Let me think about it, because I am lucky because I got to travel a lot. I'm 30 years old now, but when I was younger my parents also really loved to travel, and they are kind enough to still take me and Dylan with them. So I'm very grateful that I got the chance to see so much of the world already. And my favorite place, I don't really know. It's hard because I think every place has something amazing, and all over the world. I think maybe I really love Thailand, Indonesia, Costa Rica, because of the nature and the rainforests and animals. And last year I've been to South Africa, which was really special. I've seen a lot of wildlife there, which I love. So I'm unable to choose one. I love a lot of countries and cultures, and also I have amazing places near home. A few videos ago I went on a little adventure in a nature reserve that's actually pretty close to my home, and it was amazing as well, watching the horses there. And yeah, I don't know, I just really love this world, so I'm unable to pick a place. Did you want to homestead when you were younger, or is it something that piqued your interest in adulthood? Along with that question, what has been the most rewarding and most challenging aspects of living on a homestead? Well, no, I don't really think so. You know, homesteading is something in the Netherlands that isn't as normal as it might be in other places of the world. You know, here it's not something a lot of people do, and I would even say that it's not something I'm doing now. I'm working towards it, but for a real homestead, we just don't have enough animals. We are not self-sufficient enough. It's hard, but we are working towards it, and it's something that as a child, I didn't even know it existed because it's so, you know, rare in the Netherlands. But I grew up between farms and farmers, so that's definitely something that I knew about and loved. For me, that was very normal. You know, we had a farm right next to us when I was growing up, where my brother and I spent all of our time because we lived in the countryside and there wasn't much else to do, so we really loved that. And it wasn't so homesteading wasn't something that I always wanted to do, and even now it's something I'm working towards, and I would like to continue working towards in the future as well. So yeah, it's, as a child I didn't even know it existed, but I always knew I wanted to live on the countryside. When I studied in Amsterdam and in Utrecht, two of the larger cities in the Netherlands, I lived, you know, in like student accommodations for a short while, which wasn't really my thing. So I know I want to spend time in the countryside, and that's where I want to live. My question is, would you consider wearing work gloves as you work around the property? It feels a bit like I should when you say it like this. I would consider it. I think I do most of the times, you know, with dangerous work or with sharp ends. I think I'm wearing gloves most of the times. But I also think, in general, I try to be pretty safe with everything, you know. I always wear protection if I work with a chainsaw and things like that. So safety is definitely important. I haven't noticed any fruit trees. Do you have fruit trees or plan to grow any fruit and vegetables in the future? I hope you have a fabulous time in Egypt. Thank you, Charlene. I do want to grow more fruit. Dylan, my brother, he is growing grapes to make wine. That's also his work. So he works in the wine things, and he does all kind of things with wine. So he has some fruit. It's not for eating but for drinking. And we started with growing tomatoes. We started last year in the greenhouse. I made a video about it, so you might have seen that one. And that is actually all the fruit. That's not really true, because we have some wild fruit growing, mostly blackberries, I think. We do have some raspberries as well, not too much, but I would definitely like to get in there more. It's just I have not so much experience with growing fruit, and we just started this year with the greenhouse with tomatoes, and it worked out great. Hey Milky. So I definitely want to do it more in the future. It's just I want to do so many things, and everything takes a lot of time and preparation and sometimes money. So I think next year we are going to look more into it. What plans do you have next for your farm, and are you going to add any more different animals to your lovely collection? Have a wonderful time in Egypt. Thank you. What plans do I have next? I always have plans to do next, but we are, at the end of the season where I can do a lot of things outside, because in winter time it's a bit more hard to make big plans. So most of my plans are for next spring, and I need to do some more renovations in my cottage. So I want to renovate the bathroom. And for outdoors, I want to do some work on the horse pasture, fixing a bit of the fencing, maybe getting some more animals. But we just recently got new animals. We got the runner ducks, which are amazing. I would love to add more or different animals to the collection. I love donkeys and I love sheep. So if we are going to add anything, it might be sheep, because I know my family loves them as well, and it's something that we do not have yet. So sheep is definitely something I would like. Donkeys, we have had a donkey before, but she sadly passed away this year. If you, I made a video about it, a short video, but if you've seen my really, really early videos for like a year ago or something, there is a donkey there. She was amazing, we really loved her. She was a rescue. So I love donkeys, so that might be a possibility as well. Maybe some donkeys, maybe sheep, but nothing too quickly, Everything we add, it will probably be spring or summer, because it's just better that way. And in winter time, I don't think there are going to be much changes. Well, now I think of it, that's not really true, because we are going to get a new family member. We've been searching for quite some time. It's going to be something very specific, a very specific animal, and I'm not going to tell you guys, because it will take 8 weeks, I think, till he or she will get here, or we going to pick the animal up. So I will let you guys know when we get there, but there is an animal coming. I'm not going to tell you anymore. My questions, number 1, what happened to the guinea pig enclosure? Are you still going to get guinea pigs? Oh yeah, this is a good question, because I got more of this. The guinea pig enclosure. I still have the guinea pig enclosure. It is still empty. And I still do really want to get guinea pigs, but not anymore right now. If I finish the enclosure, the build quicker, it would be possible to have them now, but it's starting to get colder, and like I explained before, if I want to get new animals, it's going to be springtime, because it's warmer outside, it's not as stormy, it's not as rainy. So it's just better to get new animals when it's not autumn or winter time. The same with the guinea pigs. And also I'm going to make a few adjustments to the enclosure, because we have had a lot of animal attacks lately, which sadly cost us one of the chickens as well. That just happens, but it still makes me sad. It's part of it, and I know, but I like all my animals, even all the chickens. So I'm going to make some adjustments to the enclosure just to make sure. So that's going to be, it's going to take some time. I'm definitely going to get guinea pigs, but it will be spring or summer next year. Question number 2 is, how did you come about getting the animals you do have? Were they already there and you just began caring for them? Milky. Or did you acquire them after you moved here? Well, the cat, Milky here, she was born on the property here, and her mom, her mother cat, she already lived here when we bought the property. And when I say we bought the property, I didn't buy the property. It is my mom and my stepdad that own the property. I'm just lucky enough to live here. So one cat was already here, and we already had one of the small pigs, and then the other pigs, they are all rescues. So we have a person we know, and she works for the dierenbescherming, it is called in Dutch, and it's like animal protection services. and sometimes she has animals that have no place to go, and she asks if we could take care of those animals. That's how we got most of the pigs. Um, so yeah, it's for every animal it's a bit different. The horses I got after we moved here. I have had horses my whole life, but unfortunately they get older and pass away. So these ones I have now, the 2 ponies and the horse we bought when we moved here, or the next year. The pigs, mostly rescues. Chickens, the first chickens we got were rescues as well. Well, not really rescues, they were just getting older and the people didn't really want them anymore, because when chickens get older they don't lay as much eggs anymore. We don't really mind. And the other chickens we incubated ourselves. The cats are all different because Milky, we raised her with a bottle, and also Cruella, the black and white one, we raised her with a bottle as well, because her mom got 11 kittens, which is a crazy amount of kittens. So they are bottle raised. Some of the cats you see walking around just live in the neighborhood, I guess. Some of my neighbors have cats as well. And the dogs, Zeno, my older dog, he, of course I already had him. He is 16 years now, so we've had him for 16 years. So it depends. The most of the animals we already had or we bought when we moved here, and some of them are rescues, or that one cat that started all the big cat family here. She already lived here. Do you get tornadoes in your area ever? No, never. We don't get tornadoes here. We do get very big storms. And a lot of our big storms come from tornadoes that come from America. And then they cross, the big oceans, and then they get ashore in the Netherlands. You can see it sometimes on the map or something. It doesn't really happen too often. It depends on, the wind and everything. I'm not too good at those things, but some storms we get are actually, tornadoes long before they lost, their force and everything. We do get very large storms here, but never tornadoes or earthquakes, not really as well. So the major nature thing we have to worry about is flooding. And if you see where the country is, that's, not really a surprise, but it has been getting worse and worse. For the last 2 to 3 years, the flooding has been like we have never seen before. So yeah, that can be scary sometimes. So we need to worry about flooding and storms, wind. The wind can be pretty bad where I live. It can be dangerous as well. And rain and flooding. And thunderstorms can also be, they can be very scary as well. But tornadoes, no. Luckily, no tornadoes here. Would you like to visit Texas? That is where I live. Yeah, I would. I would like to visit all places in the world. And I haven't been there yet. So yeah, I would love to visit Texas one day. It's a bit far away, of course. But yeah, I would love to go there one day. Probably somewhere in the next few years together with Dylan. We are already thinking about going there. Not only Texas, but going to the USA would be amazing for us. And also Canada. We love to go there as well. Where have you traveled to in your lifetime so far? Well, I don't really know. It's a lot of countries. I spoke about Indonesia, Thailand, Costa Rica. I'm going to forget so many, but I've traveled, of course, a lot in Europe. So I've been to Belgium, Germany, France, Sweden, Denmark, Italy, Spain. Probably a lot more. Austria, Switzerland. And probably a lot more, which I cannot remember now. And I've been to Turkey, to Greece, to Africa. Yep. I've seen many places already, and I've also been to Egypt before to go scuba diving mostly, so I haven't really seen a lot of the country yet, but that's what we're doing now, so that's amazing as well. Loved your video, thank you. I'm so happy with all the very nice comments you give me, because it really makes my day. Do you have any profit from the horses, pigs and hens? What and how? No, not really. Everything we do have, we use, for ourselves, for my family. All the extra, we don't have that much extra, we could sell or anything. The horses are useless in that way. They are very nice to have, but they don't bring in any money, as well as the pigs. We could sell eggs, on the farmer's market or something, but only in summertime, because only then we have more eggs than that we use, and then we mostly just give them away to neighbors. And then one of my neighbors has a very large vegetable garden, and we give eggs and they give vegetables. It's not like we really sell them, we just give them away or trade in a way. So no profit. Not profit in money. Other than the guinea pigs, is there a dream animal that you would one day love to have on your property? Let me think about that one, because I love all animals. I like goats. I think goats are a pretty cool animal, but we are not going to get goats, unfortunately, because my mom and my grandmother had goats when she was a bit younger, I think 50 years ago, and she had the goat, and that goat would always escape and it would go into the whole village, and she needed to run after the goat, and she tells the most crazy stories about it, and she also told my mom about all those crazy stories. So we are not allowed to get goats now because of my grandmother and her goat. So no goats, but one day I would love to get goats. And I don't know, I think I like all animals, and I'm really crazy about horses and dogs, but I love them all. So a dream animal, I think they are all dream animals for me. How far is Egypt to the Netherlands? I think it's with plane, I think it's 5 hours. So I don't really know how far the distance is, but the flying time is around 5 hours. I once heard that when you are out camping, you can only burn certain kinds of wood, that other wood can be toxic. So my question is, how do you know what wood you can safely burn, like inside your home and outdoors? That's a good question. So I think I only know it because this is where I live, so I only know about the wood I have on the property, which is mostly willow and oak, and they are good to burn. I think the most important thing is the wood needs to be very dry. The drier the wood, the less smoke, the safer it is. And other than that, I'm not great at those things, I'm not really a survivalist or bushcrafter. I like it. I would like to learn more, but I only know because we use a lot of wood from our own property. So here I know what I can burn, and it's mostly willow trees and some oak, and those are both good to go. And I would say, if you don't know it, research it before when you go to an area, so you know what is safe. So do a lot of research so you're always safe. And I would need to do that when I would go somewhere else and I wanted to burn wood from a forest or anything. I would need to do research as well, because I don't know a lot of things about it. You're such a badass, standing there calmly amidst the wasps. Yeah. I think I'm a pretty calm person, and I also think sometimes just standing there calmly and they will go away works better than freaking out. But yeah, I've never been too scared of wasps. It hurts, but I'm not allergic or anything. So yeah, I always try to stay calm in every situation, and most of the times it works. Are you looking forward to photographing anything in particular in Egypt? Yeah, well, I love underwater. So I love to scuba dive and snorkeling, swimming. I love the underwater world, and it's amazing in Egypt. So I've been there 2 times already for scuba diving, and I've seen some pretty cool things there. So I definitely look forward to seeing special fish and corals, and unfortunately I'm not able to go scuba diving because of my health. So that's a bit sad, but it's alright. You see amazing things with snorkeling as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. And other than that, you know, I've never seen the pyramids. So I've been to Egypt, but I've not seen pyramids. I've not seen a lot of culture. So that's also, of course, going to be amazing. Think if there's some more. Do you have any big plans for the future? I do. Nothing that's, you know, set in stone or but I do have plans, and I would like to one day have a property of my own. I love it here, but I want to explore a bit of the world, and I would like to buy my own place one day, which is going to be very rural. It's going to be in a remote place. It's going to be with large land, hopefully, so I can have animals and I can really, you know, go towards that homesteading idea. And just for me it feels like freedom. And I love the Netherlands, but it's rainy here a lot. So we have a lot of rain here, a lot of water. And if I would like to buy my own place one day, it's probably not going to be in the Netherlands, because it's to own large land is pretty expensive. So I would like to look somewhere where I can own large land. It's going to be another country. And also because I think, for me it feels like a bit of a waste to live your whole life in the same place. If you love it, of course, be my guest, you know, you should do it that way. But for me personally, I think I would also like to live somewhere else. So for now I'm looking a bit into Italy. I think it's amazing there, and I have some contacts there. I've been there quite a few times. Dylan would also like to go there, so maybe the two of us could go together, or, you know, there are some plans for in the future, definitely. But the most important thing for me is I'm trying to enjoy every day. So of course I have plans for the future, and it will be in like 5 to 10 years. There will probably be some changes in my life, some bigger changes. For now I'm just very grateful that I get to live here. I'm very grateful that I get to see so much of the world. I'm really grateful that I get to share so much with you guys, and with everybody on YouTube. You know, my channel is still very small, but last year, you know, I had 10 people watching, and now I have 1,000 people watching every video, and that's amazing. And I hope that one day, maybe in 5 years, the channel will have grown so much that I'm able to make, you know, a bit more money, and to live actually the same kind of life. You know, I'm not going to change anything big, but just maybe a different place, a place of my own, or together with my brother. Yeah, just I have some dreams, of course, and we'll see. We'll see. I'm very grateful for the life I have now. I'm grateful for every day. So every day feels special to me, and I try to enjoy every day as much as I can. So I think we're going to end it there, guys. I hope you liked this special Q&A video. Of course, you can always leave questions in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you as much as I can. I don't really like to talk too much about my personal life every video, but here and there I like to share some of my feelings and my thoughts with you guys. You guys seem to like it, so yeah, if you have questions, you can always leave them in the comment section, and if I do another Q&A, I will try to answer most of them. So I guess I've been talking too much because yeah, my camera battery died there, so too many questions I wanted to answer, but yeah, I just wanted to wish you guys an amazing week, and I will see you guys next week. And Milky is on her way here because she can see I'm filming and she's always very interested. And when I checked the camera because the battery died, I also noticed she was playing in the background a lot. Hey Milky, hey. Want to say goodbye to everybody? Oh, that's very close. So yeah, the next few videos will be Egypt videos, and then I will see you guys next week. And probably when I return, this will all not be so green anymore, so that's going to be a bit different. Oh look, she loves spending time at the pond. So yeah guys, that was it. I hope you enjoyed this special Q&A, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you for watching.